Hello and welcome back to another video. And yes, I am wearing a t-shirt and I have a new badge actually. I'll just pull it off so you can see it. Old one, nude one. I actually drew that myself and painted it in with watercolour. And I think it turned out alright, especially with the crown. I like the crown very much. But if you hear any squeaking, like always, it is the budgies. They're literally right behind the camera. So yeah, let's just get on with the video. So if you've probably clicked on this video because it literally says Leopard 3 in the thing. So let's get on with the first things first. So, in my feeding video, I gave you two things. My logo, my new LWL logo. This is the old one, there, and this is the new one up here. Another thing I asked you is there's an animal in this room that we will not be feeding, but is feeding on an animal that we are feeding. And it was actually behind the fish tank, but I've had to take it down due to mould spores pulling back there and whatnot on the glass. But this was the picture, and a few people got it right in the comments. It was a great white shark. And I had him here. He was hunting the fish. So that's the answer to that one. Now, I haven't had many requests for a sheet, but I am going to put this in the description. So if you're on computer, just scroll down and the description's below the video. If you're on mobile or tablet, I think it's the same on tablet with computer, but if you're on mobile, there's a little arrow underneath the title. Click that and you've got the description. I think I can do it by link. If you click on the link, you should be able to, it'll be either by link or there'll be a download. You can download this and you can print it off for your very self. I am going to be changing a few things though, like the arrow here and this, the map. I was actually doing another one of these for my dog, because I want to do these for every single one of my animals. And there's a bit of dark green here on the map, and that's where my dog comes from. He's a dingo, and he comes from there. But where the circle is, was where the thing is. So if I can't get that out, make sure you do circle that bit there. Just hold it still there, or pause the video. Circle that area there if you want to know where they come from. I'll see if I can get one that has the area where they come from shaded in, but otherwise that's where they come from. So let's read it if you're not able to get this sheet. So it says, as the title, Leopard Gecko. The leopard gecko is one of the only geckos that live in the desert. They are really strange. So what's strange about them is because they have claws, and every other gecko species in the world have padded sticky feet, so they'll be able to cling onto the side of things. So leopard geckos, I might do like a video, like an experimental video testing Leo on like fabrics that he can climb on and material. So that, I think that'd be quite interesting. So then you could put that in your enclosure if you do get one. So this picture here is an adult leopard gecko, and this picture was taken at San Diego Zoo in America, United States. A leopard gecko's tail will come off if you pull it. So if I pulled Leo's tail, which I won't, don't do it at home. You just have to believe me on this one. Or, I mean, you could try it, but it's very cruel. They use it to escape predators. So, for instance, if they want to excite, there's a bird, say, okay, so there's not necessarily a budgie, but a bird of prey coming down, and they swoop, and generally birds grab them by the tail, when they come down, try and grab him by the tail, the leopard gecko will run and disjoint its tail. And then the bird will swoop off with the tail without knowing that the leopard gecko's wandered off and, you know, had to say, bye, to the bird. And, yeah, you know, the part of the tail, they cut back home and they think, damn you. So, yeah, oh yeah, it says here, they use this in the wild to escape predators. If you want one, if you want a foreign pet, I do highly suggest one. So here we have a little box with, or a table with a few facts. So, length. It is 8 to 10 inches. I don't know why I didn't put that in metric. I put it in imperial for some reason. They weigh, for weight, I couldn't find a weight emoji, so I had to put a guy lifting up weights for that one. So they weigh 65 grams, and this means what their rarity is. So on my calendar here, June is the giant panda. Their status, that's what they call it, they're vulnerable. Well, these guys are at least concern. I got a little cat emoji for some random reason for what they eat. It's insects. I got the crickets up there, which I did feed in the feeding video. And I got a little house for where they live, and they live in Southern Asia. And then I've got some emojis in that box to show what biome they live in. So do they live in desert? And then the little grassy squiggly line is grassland, and the sun coming over the hills is sort of hills. Hot hills, obviously, because they come from hot climates. So let's get Leo out. And, oh, by the way, this is a Google Docs. I'll put this on a Google Docs file. If I can't do that, I will have to put it on a Word document. I'm just putting it on a Google Docs document because if you have a YouTube account, you have a Google account. If you have a Google account, if you have a YouTube account, you can subscribe. If you have a Google account, you can subscribe. And you can also download this sheet. So that is available. Right, let's get Leo out and have a little look. Oh my. So, if you heard me just say, oh my goodness then, he's dragged all of the dead bodies of crickets into his cave. Yeah, that should be probably demonetised, but hey ho. So, here we have Leo, you know, got a nice cinematic shot of him up close. Hit the music. Hello. So, yeah, that's Leo basically up close. So, as you can probably notice, in this picture here, that is well, it shows a guy with spots, and that's why they call leopard geckos. Now, you're probably thinking, hold on, he's not a leopard gecko, he doesn't have any spots. You'd think he's a tiger gecko. No, no, it's because he's young, he's very young. I'm trying to think, 3 years old nearly. We got him when he was not quite an egg, but you know, an egg that hatched, literally just out the egg. So he is very, very, very young for a leopard gecko because they live 30 years. Now, when I'm 30, when this guy dies, I'll be 43. Oh my goodness. 43. Well, that is actually ages away. Actually, no, I won't. I'll be exactly 40 when he goes because I got him when I was 10, which was 3 years ago. Nearly, yeah, because my birthday's coming up. So yeah, 3 years ago nearly. His birthday's this year, so he'll be 4 this year, won't he? It's the 16th of December, so yeah, he's quite he's quite a young fella. Well, he's getting older, definitely. I would show you his enclosure, but unfortunately, his bulb was recently just gone exploded. The element inside of the bulb, not for a science lesson about bulbs or anything, but the inside of the bulb has element, which makes it glow, obviously. And because it's a heat lamp, they have element inside to warm it up. It's a bit like an old-fashioned bulb, really. That's how it works. Because modern-day bulbs are electric, although old-fashioned bulbs are generally electric, made by Thomas Edison, the first electric bulb. And the way he did it, not for a science lesson, because, well, he actually made, rather than, you know, in the middle of an old-fashioned bulb, or a cartoon bulb, they always have that sort of squiggly sort of line in the middle. That is because that is made of metal. And what they did was they heated that up. And when they heat it up really, really hot. And when something gets really hot, it turns red, doesn't it? So when that turns red, it emitted a glow, basically making a light. And that's a bit similar to what they do with Leo's heat bulb. They heat it up really, really hot, but they do it really hot. So if you do have something from the desert, an exotic animal, or even the jungle, any really exotic pet, never, ever touch the bulb. Now that is one thing, never touch it. You can touch it when it's off, and it's been off for like at least 10 to 15 minutes. But any time before that, and it's been going for a long time, don't touch it, because it will burn straight through your skin. It's really hot, like really hot. Obviously budgies don't require them, but I've got the budge near the heater, so it keeps them nice and warm. But if you don't want a bulb that heats up, get a heat mat, because you can put that underneath the sand and that heats it up as well. But you still need to get these guys heating. He's feeling a bit cold at the moment because he's actually sitting in his cave quite a bit. Although he does have a heat rock in there, so he can actually lie on that if he does want to warm up. Anyway, if you're wondering why I'm clearing here, I'm going to move the plasticine boulder into my cactus. This is not a real cactus, by the way, it is 100% fake. And this is not a ball of chewing gum that I've just left there, that is a thing. And these are collectibles items, sand animals. Anyway, right, off you go then, Leo. Oh, he's climbing over the snake. There he goes. I think I've got the Massey Ferguson model there, the 135. Don't think you can see it, but you know, it's there nonetheless. There it is. Same as the one in the picture. Oh no! Oh god. He's an escape artist, this one. I think he can feel the heater in the fish tank. Because that's really warm and he's quite cold, which he generally is because he's cold-blooded. So yeah, I think fish are cold-blooded as well. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure they're cold-blooded. Anyway, reptiles are one of the only things that are cold-blooded. Yeah, so they need to bask in the sunlight to warm up. So they don't necessarily need sunlight, they could live without sunlight, and they probably would happily live without it, but they need something to warm them up. And as you can see here, he's sort of walking like a snake, which if you have like snake phobia, I'm not sure what it is, but he sort of slithers, you know, a bit like a snake. And also, when he puts his hands down like this, and then he puts them like that, he puts them up like in a ball, and lions do that as well, actually. These guys, they do that as well, and it's to, I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's to stop their paws burning, and these guys do it as well because they come out in the night the sand has been there all day cooking. And when the lions come out, they come out really early in the morning doing their hunting. These guys go out really early in the, well, not really early in the night, but sort of like when most of you, the viewers will go to bed. When you go to bed, basically, they sort of come out when everyone's not active, because they do that to get away from prey. I don't really see this guy wandering around his enclosure. At the moment, he's wandering around quite a bit because of the light. But, yeah. They come out in the night, and they have to do that to stop their paws burning, or their little claw things. They have 5 fingers, little finger things. And, yeah. And he licks. So, that's another thing, actually. Reptiles can't blink. They can't blink like this. They can't blink at all. So what they do is they lick their eyes to moisturise them. Because the reason we blink is because if you had your eyes open for so long, they get dry, and that's when they start to sting. These guys have the same problem, but they lick their eyes. I know, I can't reach it. They lick their eyes to moisturise them. That's why generally their tongues are long. And that's why he's always licking. He's always licking his lips to moisturise them, and, you know, his nose and everything. He has to moisturise everything to keep it nice. Because he can't close his eyes, and he doesn't close his eyes when he goes to sleep. Oh, God. And he can't really close his eyes at all. See, he'll just move his head. Lick me. Anyway, he'll move his eyes, or he'll move his head, so it doesn't, well, so he doesn't really have to close his eyes. So there's that. Anyway, I think that'll be it for showing Leo, because I think he's getting a bit licky. So yeah, leopard geckos will bite, actually. And also I've had him poo on my hand once. And I had to stand in the sink washing it off because, you know, not nice. But yeah, they will bite, but they have no teeth. Well, they have teeth, but they're really small. But when they do bite, it's like, when I was, because this didn't come out, it was meant to come out the Wednesday after I filmed Feeding Animals. It was meant to come out the Wednesday after that, but I had storage issues, and I've actually filmed this video 5 times, and I've practiced it quite a few times as well, behind the scenes. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Anyway, so that's been going on, and in one of the videos he actually bit me, so I'm so sad that he didn't catch it on camera. You know, I'm sad, but, you know, and I didn't scream or anything, because it really isn't that painful, you know. He goes, and that's it. He doesn't, because some reptiles, because you can't have them without a license, it's because, especially some snakes, when they bite you, they latch onto you like a leech. They won't let go. And when they do that, they feel safe from you attacking them, from you biting them, but it doesn't make much sense. But then they, like some snakes, like a bit like generally constrictors and things, they'll curl up and they'll squeeze your wrist. I think that's how it works. Yeah, they bite your finger and they won't let go, and then they'll wrap their body around your wrist here, and it will stop the blood flow to your hand, and then your hand just literally drops off, and then they can take that and go off, and then they'll do it to your other hand, and then they'll do it to your neck, and they'll do it to your leg and whatnot. And that's why you need a license for them, and you're not even actually allowed to touch them with your hands, because they are so dangerous. You've got to have, well, you're allowed to touch part of them with your hands, but you need to hold their neck. You need this metal rod with a little, like, hook on the end that you hook there, and then you can hold their bum, and then you sort of, like, you know, do stuff. You wouldn't really take them out anyway, because they're so heavy. Anyway, enough of me rambling about snakes. I haven't got a snake, unfortunately. My mother won't let me get one, because she'll run out of the house, and I'll never see her again. So, yeah, that's that, and I shall see you in the next video. So the next thing on like, oh, actually, before we go. Actually, what's the date? The date is 7th of June, so we'll have 7 likes. I shall see you in the next video.